course of my career wandering around the world doing movies, you were exploring all sorts of ins and outs of human culture and identity and so forth. And so somehow the mask represented so much of those aspects of world culture that I find interesting. There's a story in my family that my grandfather, sometime in his life, he became a fundamentalist Christian. And so part of the belief system was the concern of the graven image, that the photographs or paintings or whatever that depicted human form were kind of stealing the soul of the subject. And so he burnt all the family photographs. So I've often reflected upon that. In terms of my choice of career, to actually embrace the devil and to steal people's souls, and I have a whole darkroom full of souls that I've captured over time. Quite a roster of portraits of people that I know and people that I don't know.
It looks fantastic, in my personal opinion, to shoot this film. Why did it make a revival? And did it really make a revival? I think it did. I'm not too sure. I think it's a personal thing. So I started working with Super 8 film in probably 1982 or something like that. And I was always fascinated with film as a little kid. When I was maybe 8 years old, I got a little Fisher Price film projector. And you could put in a certain cartridge and hand crank it and project on the tiniest little screen, about as big as a matchbox. The whole process was very fascinating for me. I was never really interested in extreme high quality. I always thought the film really gets character and texture and meaning through all the scratches and the little accidents when you actually do the hand processing and work with it.
Discovering the roots of something, I think, are important. To kind of examine the fundamentals, I think, are important. It's like music. At some point, you can turn on the radio and have music, but the idea of actually learning an instrument and spending the years it takes to master the instrument is a whole different process. I taught at Emily Carr for a while, and it kind of made me realize that here you have a legion of artists that come in and they practice sculpture, they practice painting, they practice using various tools and film and digital as well as analog, both in cinema as well as still photography, as a part of the development of the tool set to be able to produce art. In a way that kind of diminishes the offset between whether digital or film or better or worse, because that's really not the question.
It's a good comparison to me to talk about paint. The medium is, to me, it's like a decision between oil and water paint or whatnot. Somebody much wiser than me called filmmaking painting with light. And I can see it being for some people maybe trendy to shoot on film, but I think that the novelty wears off really quick, and I think people who still shoot on film, which is quite a lot, they're gonna stick with it.
On an aesthetic basis, there are differences. On a technical basis, it doesn't matter. It's whatever gets the image on the screen.
I really don't want to diss video in that way. I mean, it opens so many doors. Now you can make a full film with a little iPhone. This is fantastic if you think about it. All this political stuff that's happening in the US right now with Black Lives Matter and all that. Those things would not have happened without video, because surely there would not be a 12-year-old girl filming while a policeman kills a black man in plain sight of everybody else. It's just for my own personal work, it's important to keep film alive, because I can speak most clearly from deep inside myself with film. Film seems to be the medium at this moment that can change tomorrow.